Here's another great story about Tenali Raman. Once, a great Pundit from a foreign land visited King Krishnadevaraya's court. He claimed that he had knowledge of all subjects and was an expert in every field. He challenged that he would argue with all his wise ministers and defeat them. The king accepted his challenge. The Pundit then proceeded to argue with the learned men of the kingdom on various subjects. The king's ministers failed miserably. Then, the king summoned his wisest minister, Tenali Raman. Tenali took a small bundle from his home, gave it the shape of a book, and tied it up. Then, he went to the court and announced that he was ready to argue against the Pundit, but on the condition that the topic of the debate would be based on the great book Tilakashta Mahisha Bandhanam. The great Pundit was stumped when he heard this, because he had never heard of any such book. He asked the king to give him one night's time to prepare for the argument. He was sleepless all night. He could not bear the thought of losing. So he took all his belongings and left the city before sunrise. He left a note for the king saying that he had never heard of the great book. The next day, at the appointed time, Tenali appeared in court for the debate. But he was informed that the Pundit had already gone away. The king, being a learned man, wanted to read the book that Tenali had mentioned. So, he asked Tenali about it. Tenali laughed and replied that there was no such book called Tilakashta Mahisha Bandhanam. Inside the bundle, there was til, which is called tila in Sanskrit, and some sheep dung, which in Sanskrit is known as kashta. These contents were tied by a rope made of buffalo's hide, which is called mahisha. Bandhanam refers to tying in Sanskrit. This is how Tenali tricked the Pundit into believing that there was a great book that the Pundit had never heard of. The king appreciated Tenali's intelligence and rewarded him